All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I'm going to introduce you guys to Toxic Toad. And today's topic actually is 3 months with the AMD 7900 XTX as my main GPU. So I know that like you guys were getting a little bit upset about me doing it like every day, doing the whole days and stuff like that. But man, it's been 3 months since I bought the AMD 7900 XTX and have used it as my daily driver. As you know, I sold off the 4080 Super because I think the 7900 XTX is a better card and it has a longer future. I believe that. I truly believe that. So let's take a look at this, and we're going to review this from an actual person that uses this GPU on a daily basis, that has invested the time, invested the money, and actually use this card as my daily driver for gaming, for content creation, for basically, you know, powering the channel. And to be completely honest with you guys, just in the last, I would say probably the last month, I've been like really trying to get into this whole AI type stuff. Playing around with that a lot more, getting in there, trying to figure some of this stuff out so that I can actually create, like Toxic Toad and stuff, because I want him to be, I want this to be an incredible channel. So I've been playing around with that. The 24 gigs of VRAM gives me enough VRAM to run these large language models right here on the GPU. When I'm playing video games, like I don't ever have any freaking issues at all. Like, I mean, every once in a while, you get like the little stutter or something like that when a game first comes out, but that stuff usually goes away pretty quickly. And at the resolutions and everything that I play these games at, it's never even really an issue. Like I don't ever see like the major issues that anybody else sits and tries to say that are apparent with these cards. And like I'm like the poster child, like no joke. I didn't, when I upgraded my platform, I didn't reinstall Windows. I've literally ran AMD and Nvidia drivers on my PC at the same time simultaneously. I don't DDU, I just delete the drivers and then re-download the drivers. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm the poster child for like, this dude should have problems with his PC according to the PC knowledge out there. Well, guys, you know what? During the PC used to be really finicky like that. When you had like hard disk drives and stuff like that, yeah, man, you had to worry about like registry files and all of that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that no more. If your system is running on an SSD, the SSD blanks out that file and then it doesn't have anything there until it rewrites over it. Once it erases it, there's nothing there. It's not searching, it's not going to that block, nothing. Like once you delete something, it's gone until it's rewritten. Or unless you pay, or unless you go and have that file recovered. There's nothing there. There's no way to like get registry files on like an SSD card, man. Like some of that stuff from before is not an issue anymore. I mean, if you're still using like a hybrid system or something and you're still running like a hard disk drive in there, then maybe you've got something to worry about. But if you're using SSDs, like you shouldn't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. Obviously, like upgrading your platform, stuff like that. Like I can definitely see something like that, causing a problem if Windows doesn't download the right necessary drivers or the chipset or something like that when you're redoing it. But as long as you're paying attention, guys, and you do it and you download the stuff and you utilize that, man, like I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the honest truth, okay? This is exactly how I feel about it. I feel like there's fanboys out there. There's Linux fanboys, there's Ubuntu fanboys, there's freaking Apple fanboys, there's Windows fanboys. And I kind of feel like that a lot of this stuff gets spread around because some fanboy likes Linux more than he likes Windows. So he's like, oh, Windows is trash, Windows is trash. And then they just keep it going and everybody just feeds into it and like somebody notices a problem or has like a small problem. Everything gets blown out of proportion when it comes to PC. I don't think that stuff is necessarily helpful in the whole realm of PC gaming. Now, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things, you know, you could be sitting there browsing something, download something that you shouldn't download. Obviously, it's going to cause you problems. Yes, there's things to worry about. And as a PC owner and playing games on a PC, yeah, you're going to need to be a little bit more alert. What type of files you're downloading to your PC when you're out there trying to mod all your games and you're just doing stuff, you know, willy-nilly, doing whatever you want. There's problems that can arise from that. But if you use your hardware and you use your stuff the way that you're supposed to, those problems are a lot less likely. I mean, I would say my PC experience, and this is what it really boils down to, is how smooth has your PC experience been? Have I been able to do everything that I need to do? Abso-freaking-lutely. I can use my editing software. Maybe you have to find programs that are AMD friendly, just like you would have to find programs that are going to utilize Nvidia or whatever. Like, obviously there's different types of programs out there that you can use. You don't have to use the ones that are programmed for Nvidia, trying to brute force them on your AMD card. No, you can find AMD friendly stuff. Cyberlink Power Director, I've been using it since I started this channel and it has been phenomenal. I actually bought I actually bought like the CD of 19 and I was using that, and now I subscribe every year to 365. I get new features, I get everything, and it works incredibly. That's just the thing, guys. Like, obviously there's going to be problems depending on how you utilize your equipment. You could run into things that are different. Maybe you have a faulty piece of hardware. Maybe something doesn't work. Like when I first got the 7900 XTX, I had to send it back and get a different model because I had a power delivery issue, or at least it was lighting up and telling me that I had a power delivery issue. But when I used the card, when I did anything, it all ran just fine. But I can tell definitely that I've got better temperatures on this new card, and I've been utilizing AMD as my main driver for the channel and for my gaming and stuff. I honestly, guys, I don't think there's any game that's come out yet that I haven't been satisfied with the performance of the 7900 XTX while running that on a 3440 by 1440p monitor. I've been fairly impressed with everything that I've played on this GPU since I've gotten it. I started off this generation with the 7900 XT. I bought a 7600 XT. I've bought a 7800 XT. And honestly, guys, that experience has been like incremental. Like it was actually pretty good. Like going from a 7600 XT to a 7800 XT, there was a nice bump. Definitely a better experience overall. The 7600 XT delivered an incredible experience. You know, 1080p, 1440p, even some entry level 4K. You know, you're playing like 360 games, being able to fully max those out. I think that AMD makes some pretty well-rounded cards throughout the stack that they actually build. And when you look at that, you know, I could easily be like, oh man, you want a 1080p card? Absolutely, get a 7600 XT. That card's got enough power to like do what you need it to do. Oh man, you want a 1440p card? Get a 7800 XT, get a 7900 GRE. I mean, if you really wanted to get a 7700 XT, I personally recommend the 16 gigs just so you got like that peace of mind, and it's cheap enough, and you know, the cost is effective enough at like the 7600 XT, 7800 XT, even the 7900 GRE at 16 gigs of VRAM is an incredible deal. I just don't see the point, period, in buying anything under 4080. Well, 4070 Ti Super. I don't see the point in buying those with the offerings that AMD has on the table right now. Now, the 4070 Super, if you could get a Founders Edition card, absolutely, man. That card was beautiful. It ran great. I mean, obviously, you would probably potentially need to make some sacrifices, you know, a little bit later on, but it was doing really good when I had it. So I respect that card because it was an incredible piece of equipment, and I can understand that if somebody bought that, they would be super excited about that card and very happy because it was an incredible piece of hardware. And yeah, I loved it. Same with the 4080 Super. That card was awesome, man. That card did everything I wanted it to do. It was good. I had a little bit of nitpicks with the whole monitor thing, but it's all water under the bridge, stuff that I could have like gotten past eventually and just like moved on and been happy. But I love the 7900 XTX and playing those things, you know, use them one right after another. Just the experience that I get on the AMD GPUs is incredible for me. Like, I'm satisfied with that and I'm happy. I feel like I paid a fair price for the 7900 XTX at $869. I definitely felt like I felt much better about that price than I did for the 1200. It was like $933 for the after tax for the 7900 XT, and then $1179 for the 4080 Super after tax. So I felt better about the $933 that I spent for the AMD GPU, especially after seeing, you know, how those cards run neck and neck, and how good the other features that the AMD GPU has over like the ray tracing and stuff like that. Like, oh, this one here wins out, this one here probably not so much. But you know, there are days, honestly, that I do wish I would have kept a hold of the 4080 Super. And like, I was literally worried about cracking that PCB board. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to sell it before something happens to it, just so that, you know, I can just focus on my AMD experience. Right now, this generation, AMD is absolutely number one for me. I like Nvidia, but I can live without Nvidia just because of the fact that everything that I need my AMD GPU to do, it 100% does. Now, when I look over, you know, the experience for the last 3 months with the 7900 XTX, the thing is could I recommend this to you and feel good about that? And absolutely, I can easily recommend this GPU to you, because I feel like you're gonna get the better experience from this. I feel like you're gonna go into it knowing that, like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do like path tracing. Okay, maybe I'm gonna get good ray tracing, maybe I'm not. You know, it's not something that you're gonna go into it focused with your head wrapped around like, these are the features I gotta have. And you're gonna be like, okay, look, you know, FSR, definitely not as good as DLSS. So you're not going to be using FSR, you're going to buy an appropriate 1440p monitor or an ultra-wide 1440p monitor, so that you do not have to use that technology, because you are going to get an incredible image quality when you're using native. Now, you can say up and down all day long that DLSS is better than native. I don't believe that. I don't see that with my own two eyes. So I push back against that. Everybody else wants to be like, no, I push back against it, because I'm going to listen to my own eyes. I'm not going to listen to the mob and the crazy people, you know, telling me that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I bought both cards. I spent my money. I didn't beg for any money. I didn't ask anybody for any money. I spent my money that I get up and go to work with every day. And AMD delivered the better image quality at native resolution versus Nvidia's at DLSS quality. Even at DLSS quality, I think native resolution looks better. Yes, there might be some aliasing and some other things like that, but that is a small price to pay for a denser, higher quality image that I like to see. That's what I like to see. I want to see that. So when I bought the monitor, when I bought the 3440 by 1440p monitor, that set me on my path to be like, yes, I want the extra VRAM. I want the wider bus bit. I want the wider bus width. I want to be able to run games higher at like 3840 by 1620p and then downsample back to the 3440 1440p. I like that. I like downsampling, because then if I do need to utilize FSR, I can use it, but I get all of the benefits of the frame rate with none of the side effects of the stair steps or the, you know, blinking textures or any of that. Like, I don't get any of that because I'm downsampling that, so it's getting rid of all of that anyways. If only people understood that. If they knew what I was, if they understood what I was doing and they could see it for themselves, they'd be like, yes, this is incredible. You don't lose as much detail with using FSR as you do with DLSS. You don't lose a lot of that detail, especially when you downsample. Obviously, you can use DSR and DLSR and all of that stuff. You can do that on Nvidia too. So I would encourage you to give that a try. If that's something that you want to see, I think that you should give that a try, because that there's going to bring back some of that overall detail from the DLSS. But if 4K is your thing, if that's what you're chasing, then yes, I do recommend DLSS over FSR, obviously. That would be the smartest choice. If you're going to try to push 4K, you need DLSS. DLSS is going to be the best thing for you. It's going to keep that image quality sharper, and that's good. I don't like it because I lose image quality. I would rather have max image quality versus watered down image quality. That's just me. We're all different, man. We all have our little kinks and the stuff that we like and we don't like. But yeah, guys, like I said in the beginning of this video, there's a lot of people out there. There's just a lot of fanboys, man, and things get messed up that you just kind of have to you kind of have to try them both to see what you really like. You have to do that, especially if you're going to be a PC gamer, man. There's no reason to throw away money and feel like you're going to get cheated every generation, having to settle for some like if you're having to settle for a lower tier of an Nvidia GPU versus a higher tier AMD card, it's safe to get the AMD card, my friend, and you're going to benefit greatly by doing that. Because if you're already making concessions to get the Nvidia GPU for the feature set that you're probably not going to use anyways or be able to use, you're basically buying into a card level that's not good for 4K anyways. So you might as well get the best bang for your buck, 1440p, and be able to push to 4K if you want to, versus having to try to hit 4K on an underpowered GPU. That's just my experience, my friends. That's the way I see things, and that's the way I try to bring that to you. Is I might sound like I'm shilling, and obviously Toxic Toad would probably feel like I'm shilling, but I'm not shilling, man. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to give you your options in a way that I don't think a lot of other people do. Or want to, just because they, maybe they're afraid to make Nvidia mad by saying good things about it. Who knows, man? It's the world, bro. It's not like everybody's freaking peachy clean and honest, man. We're all human. We're all human. We all make mistakes. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments section how you felt about this video. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.